everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Boy, oh boy, a lot of heavy energies today. Okay, entertainment only. What I'm going to have a look at is what's happening with the tariffs. I don't think the tariffs are the be-all and end-all of what is happening with f45 today. I keep getting the word maleficent. I don't know if that's actually a word or not, but that's the word my guides keep giving me today. There's just so much hidden dubiousness that's going on at the moment. Okay, I just want to put it out there. Abrego Garcia apparently is suing the Department of Homeland Security. Apparently he was granted a federal protections in 2019. I did a reading on him yesterday. Was apparently, oopsie, mistakenly clerical error sent to El Salvador. Oh boy, that was a hard reading to do. Other news out is that waltz with a T in it. Don't forget the T. Apparently, at least 20 new Signal chats have been exposed. I put in my post section, I put a link to the article in regards to that. To get to the post section, just click on maighstirtarot under any video. It'll take you to the main page. You'll see home videos about playlists and posts. Don't worry about playlists. They are so out of date at the moment. I just haven't had the time or the energy to put videos into the various playlists, and they're getting terribly full at the moment anyhow. Also, thank you. Very humbled about the subscribers. Just thank you. And what I want to have a look at is what's coming out of Felon 45 today. Now, apparently, there's been a 45% tariff put on India for medications. India is a major producer of generic drugs and medications. You just have to understand it's not India that pays these tariffs, it's the US citizens that has to pay now another 45% on the cost of their medication. The generic brands are cheaper because they're generic, they're not name brand or anything like that. And that's going to affect India, but it's more so going to affect people who are reliant on medications, especially now that Medicare and Medicaid are being undermined. Apparently, Australia has copped a 10% tariff, apparently in retaliation of our goods and services tax. Goods and services tax was introduced, I believe, back in the 1990s in Australia, and it's basically we pay a 10% goods and service on the majority of the goods and services that are provided. Everybody in Australia pays it. It doesn't matter whether goods are produced in Australia or whether they come in from overseas, but Felon 45 in his year 7 economics ability seems to think it's a tax purely on the US. No, it's not. It's not. I order, I have these cards on Etsy, the intuitive cards. If I purchase more than, I think it's, I think it might be $1,000. If I purchase more than $1,000 of these cards, I have to pay a 10% goods and services tax. Now, I do buy more than 1,000 at a go because it makes the actual production cost of the cards significantly less. So I pay a tax on them when they come into the country. It's not a tariff on the US. Secondary, apparently, there is this tariff being put on, especially on Australian beef, because Australia does not allow raw beef products from the US to come into Australia. We don't allow raw products to come in from anywhere in the world. It's not just the US. But the US, I'm just going to put it out there, if you eat beef in the US, it's just US beef. The part of the cow that is not used for consumption in the US, so for example, the offal and the hooves and the whatever else, if it's not used for other purposes, it's ground up and fed back to the cows as a source of protein. Mad cow disease. This is what caused the mad cow disease outbreak in the UK. Australia does not do this. We don't grind up our unused raw beef portions to feed back to our cattle, but the US does. And this is the reason why Australia does not allow the raw beef products to come in from the US. It's all very convoluted. Okay, but I just want to have a look at, it's not so much the tariffs. I'm using my Smith-Waite Centennial deck. As I split the deck, we've got here a smug merchant who thinks it's all, he's got all his ducks lined up and he's very content and happy for what he has in his possession. Notice that he has a red hat. However, it's not going to work. Tariffs do not work. China tried tariffs on Australia a few years back, massive tariffs on wine and beef and lobsters. I can't remember what else they put it on. It made it really tough for those in Australia in those industries. A few had to sell out. What happened is Australia went and found new markets. And after, I think, about 5 years, the Chinese removed the tariffs, just quietly removed them, because it wasn't a punishment to Australia. They don't work. The people that end up having to pay more are the people in the United States. I'm just going to put it out there. Apparently news has come out that West Virginia, which voted 70% for Trump, are doing it tough at the moment because Trump then slashed federal funding. West Virginia gets 50% of its budget for the state from federal funding, and all of a sudden now they're down significantly. Farmers are going to the wall in regards to this. They're in the find out situation, and as I split the deck again, we've got financially disappointed in the harvest, not liking what is on offer. Okay, so I'm not even going to look at the tariffs. I've done tariffs before. I'm just going to say that the tariffs are not going to work. It is the people in the US that are going to struggle. Now, this makes it significantly hard for me and for those of you that watch this channel and other readers, because we know, but you have been forewarned. You can take precautions and actions to protect yourself in whichever way you can against what is coming down. It is those that have no clue that are going to find themselves in the holy crumbs find out situation. Okay, but what I want to have a look at. So tariffs don't work. Oops. I'm just going to put it out there. I just don't know whether I'm not going to read on the tariffs. What I want to have a look at is, don't know why this came to my attention this morning. f45 has tried to, by decree, enact the Aliens Act of 1798. The courts, hidden agenda, nightmare situation. But I don't think he's sleeping either, because all these decrees that he's putting out there to try and implement his hidden agenda that are being revealed are not coming to fruition for him. So the Aliens Act of 1798, he put out an executive order, a decree. This is why they want to try and get rid of the federal courts. The federal court said, yeah, nah, not happening. And overruled him. I'm getting a pull towards that he's going to try and implement the Insurrection Act of 1807 in regards to the protests. I get a feeling that too is, and declare martial law. I'm getting a feeling that that too is going to be overruled, and he's then going to move on to the Enforcement Act of 1870. Now, the Enforcement Act was designed to counteract the Ku Klux Klan, the KKK, but it is very much about banding groups of people, banding together and going in disguise. So I really feel he's this is reaching into the depths of desperation. So I'm going to have a look at the Insurrection Act of 1807 as felon 45 going to try, and after this I am going to shut my computer off and I'm going to go out into the garden and fill up my my raised vegetable beds, because the soil level drops, full of worms. You dig a spade out, hundreds of worms. The soil is so good. And then I'm going to plant my winter crops. Okay, the Insurrection Act of 1807, come on down, is felon 45, and there's Bindi still asleep. Going to try and implement it. Okay, signify a card. The Ten of Cups. People coming out together, unity, celebrating diversity, people coming together. To me, this is about the joyfulness of the protests, the emotional joyfulness of the protests, of people coming together, peaceful protests. So let's see where it goes, because I think you guys are having a big one on, is it the 4th or the 5th of April? So the signifier is about unity, coming together, peacefulness, joy of being part of something bigger. Let's see where it goes. Okay, we have a ruling being made. Okay, is this a challenge? Because it doesn't really feel like a challenge. It feels like a feminine energy announcement coming forward. We've got the sunflower of Ukraine, we've got the childless cat ladies, but in the background you've got the 2 lions biffing it off. Okay, I'm just feeling this is a second signifier. This is the energy of the coming together. But just beware, there might be some Proud Boy type energies that are biffing it off in the background that is going to draw attention. So the energy feels good. The energy feels good, but okay. Heartbreak, loss, despair, treason, betrayal. The energy that felon 45 in regards to this Insurrection Act, how he's feeling. Yeah, he's not feeling the love. Let me put it that way. So he's going to declare something I feel as being treasonous. What's going on behind this? The past. You've got the unbalanced relationships. I am asking about felon 45 and his attitude towards the Insurrection Act, and then I'll do separately the Enforcement Act. The 2 puppet players in the foreground. Somebody else is calling the shots, whether it's the Kremlin or whether it's someone like Peter Thiel and those lots. This is about, there's some sort of agreement that's going on here in the past. And it's, okay, crowning the threading, yeah, bringing forward the big stick. So I'm just going to say he is going to declare the Insurrection Act of 1807. However, there is going to be legal action taken in regards to this to potentially override it. I think the lawyers are already working on it externally, internally, finding himself isolated, unable to find a path forward. I think it's going to be blocked on him. And then the meetings happening behind the scenes to try and work out another option. about which path they can take forward, a lunacy path that they're taking forward, because they're going to be, I think they're going to be legally blocked. Yeah, legal action. And then we've got the Sun card. And yeah, he's going to face disappointment in regards to this. So I am just going to say he's going to try and bring, oh gosh, we've got the attempt to steal the legal system. It's not going to work. We've got smoke and mirrors. He's going to be forced to have to withdraw and defend his action in regards to this. So I am getting the Insurrection Act of 1807. Yeah, he's going to write out his little decree with his little spiky signature, that if you put some dots on it, looks like a Ku Klux Klan tribe coming together. But I think it's going to be overridden. I don't think that one's going to stick. And that's the one I think that, is it the Insurrection Act that he can call out the military? Or is that the martial law one? I think they're going to, it is not going to end well. It doesn't matter what he does, it is not going to end well for him. The end is not, but when the Insurrection Act fails, declaring the Insurrection Act with the protests, is he then going to write a decree to impose the Enforcement Act of 1870? Right. Justice, actions having consequences. Is he going to try and implement the Enforcement Act of 1870? I think he's plotting it. It's being plotted. And that was 3. If the first one doesn't succeed, and then I've got on the bottom this card, everything he's trying to implement is not working, legally implement. It's turning into a nightmare for him. I'm going to pop that back, because I think the legal system is going to hold. I do see he's going to go way too far. SCOTUS is going to remove his immunity or adjust it so he doesn't have immunity to the degree he has. I can't remember whether I showed that, entertainment only. Let's have a look. Is felon 45 as the puppet out the front then going to try and implement the Enforcement Act? I'm getting everything is just going to fall apart. Is he going to try and implement the Enforcement Act? Okay. Oh, there he is. Yeah. With the pentacles there, that's about bringing a decree forward, signing something, thinking he's king and he can just order it, to do with Homeland Security. Challenging this is the gift from the past, walking away from the gift from the past. I think this is the too far. So he was given this gift in the past of total immunity for basically everything, but you've got the figure here walking away from it. That's the challenge, is the gift from the past. At the foundation, desperately trying to hold on, insecurity, trying anything that he can. That's the energy he's stewing in at the moment. Trying to sign a decree that will stick in the past. And he's getting instruction from overseas on how to do this. Now, remembering that Dmitry is visiting the White House today, I believe, bringing instruction potentially. So I suspect he's getting instruction from overseas on what to do next. Crowning this reading, being fully exposed. The Emperor with no clothes. The Emperor that went out in public after being told by his yes man that he looked magnificent in his robe is going to be exposed as having no clothes on. And it may be the last puzzle piece to go into play. Money trails, it's my money in the immediate future, money trails, but it also, this is hard work that's going on behind the scenes to put this, to line these all up. It's not my apprentice card. It's not somebody who's an apprentice. This is a skilled worker who is working on this. And again, it's the last puzzle piece. How's it going to go for him? It is not going to go well. Externally, it is not going to go well. Internally, tough bickies. Don't care. That's me saying I don't care for him. I don't care that he's going to feel this, that everything failed. 3 spilt. Aliens Act, Insurrection Act, Enforcement Act, all spilt. Hopes and fears, thinking his money is going to protect him. We've got the smug merchant as the outcome. So the outcome is thinks he's got it all hunky-dory in a line. 2 of Cups working across the aisle. And then we've got the Justice card. I don't see him being impeached. Mitch McConnell's come out and said that he's not going to support some of Felon 45's bills that are getting put through. Too little, too late, Mitch. You're the reason we're in this situation. I think whatever it is going to go to the Supreme Court. And here's the King of Swords. A lot of information going to then come forward about his moral, financial and ethical corruption. This is my Jack Smith, Alex Whiting card. Oh, corruption of the devil and those that chained himself to it. Oh boy, the rats are gonna run for the exit and throw each other under the bus as this becomes too difficult, too unruly. Biden put into play a 90-day continuation of government act, decree, whatever you like to call it, in case of treason. It may just be activated. It may just be activated. That comes up, I think, in about 2 weeks. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You can't make this up. You just 200 years of constitution torn down in less than 2 months. The US, I'm just going to put it bluntly, is in the middle of a constitutional crisis. Not going to have, are having. Okay. Turbulence. We'll get through it. I'm here for you. You're here for each other. You need to rant away in my comment section. Do so. It's a safe space. I go through all the comments every evening. I know, I talked for 23 minutes and I don't have words. Love to you all. Take care. Please look after your fellow humans. We will get through this. I was going to say it too will pass, but it'll pass like a kidney stone. It'll pass like giving a long and painful birth. But when it is over, each and every single one of us has a role in rebuilding. Okay, love to you all. Take care.